So almost a year ago now, I made a video talking about the worst vehicles in Jailbreak, and I think it's about time I make an updated video. So yeah, this is the top 5 worst vehicles in Jailbreak as of February 2023, and yeah, let's not waste any more time and let's get into this. So coming in first place here, we have the SWAT van, and most of you guys are probably wondering why the Wraith isn't in the same spot, and that's just because the Wraith has more spawn locations and it's also a smaller target for enemies. The Wraith also looks quite better as well, and the SWAT van, it's a really big target and it's just a really bad vehicle overall because it only has one spawn, which is over there at the prison. You also got to keep in mind that this vehicle costs like 500 Robux, and the only thing you get out of it is a minigun and a few extra seats. And even the minigun isn't that good because for some reason the miniguns are affected by your FPS. So if you have high FPS, they're just super bad, and if your FPS is like 30, then it's pretty accurate. So if you have a good device, the minigun is completely unusable because, as you guys could see, my FPS is 80, and if I start shooting, it's just shaking my screen. I literally cannot control it. I can't aim it or anything. It's just shaking uncontrollably. Yeah, that's the SWAT van. Overall, it's a pretty bad vehicle. It costs way too much for what it is, and it's just, yeah, it's not a really good vehicle. In second place, though, we have the tow truck. It costs around $80,000 in-game cash. It spawns right here at the trade port, so if you want to buy it, it's right over there. But if I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't really recommend doing that because the tow truck here isn't really a good vehicle at all. The top speed is about 140 miles per hour and the reverse speed is around 52. And when you first think of that, it's not that bad, but once you bring in the fact that this thing could barely tow any vehicles in the game, yeah, it's not really that good anymore, is it? Towing vehicles with the tow truck is incredibly hard to do, and it is just really hard to pull off in general. Look at this, I'm towing the pickup truck, and look at the pickup truck, it's literally flying around. My top speed is now like 60 miles per hour, which is just trash. And look at that, it just flings the tow truck around. Does a tow truck do that in real life? No, it does not. Whenever you're towing a vehicle with the tow truck, your tow truck can barely hold on to it, and it just flings the vehicle around. Like, you have no control over what you're doing here. The only place I could see the tow truck useful is when you're trying to troll someone with it, but other than that, it's completely useless. And honestly, it's not even that good at all. It costs like $100,000, but it could barely tow any vehicle at all. Do you think that is a tow truck? A tow truck does not pick up a vehicle and drag it across the road and then give up. Like, what is this? Coming in third place now, we have the crew capsule, and I know some of you guys will probably be upset with me over this, but just hear me out, okay? This thing is a level 10 vehicle, and it was hyped up quite a lot, but then, see, when those people started unlocking the crew capsule, as you guys could see, they were slapped with like 89 miles per hour. That's not good at all. And see, if you take a look at the model of this thing, it's literally an oversized flying egg with fire coming out the bottom of it. And then if you try taking a look inside, wait, there is no inside. You can't even look inside, and you just plopped on top. Look at this, literally no effort went into making this. It's literally just a few windows, a quick screen put on the top, and then just 3 seats plopped on the bottom. Like, what is this? It's also really hard to get into the driver's seat again because it's straight in the middle, and having 2 seats to the side of it like that close, it's gonna be kind of hard to run into it quickly and get in. Oh yes, I didn't even mention the poor design that went into this. Like, how am I supposed to know where I'm going when the vehicle's spinning in circles? Like, how do I know if I'm going that way or that way? I just can't tell. You gotta like turn on follow camera or something to see where you're actually going. Like, bro, this ain't even a spaceship, bro. It's like 5 feet above the ground. Do you think that's a spaceship? I don't think people call a spaceship when it only goes 5 feet above the ground. Like, yeah, this is more like a flying egg. And then look at this. When I try putting textures on it, it's literally stretched out and it looks super ugly. Like, what the heck is going on here? And the thing that makes it even better is the fact that the cells here exist. Like, it's literally a much better version of the crew capsule. It goes faster, it has a better design, and it's way better overall. Coming in fourth place now, we have the patrol bike and the dirt bike over here, and both of these bikes are pretty much useless and just trash now. See, the dirt bike here looks absolutely trash. The top speed is horrible. It doesn't even go above 100 miles per hour, it seems. Rocket fuel doesn't work either, and the thing that makes it even worse is the fact that these things barely get updated anymore. Look at this. If I try turning on the lights and I click the button, even the lights don't work anymore. Now the patrol bike is a little bit better because it looks much better than the dirt bike, and it also goes a little bit faster, but it has the same issues. The lights don't work at all. In fact, this one doesn't even have a lights option. And just like the dirt bike, the rocket fuel doesn't work either. Look, it just boosts me up a little bit and then I get thrown back to the ground. I don't really know why Batimo hasn't really revamped or touched the bikes recently. It's a pretty big issue that these things are just sitting around here slowly dying, not getting updated at all. And you know, it's also kind of sad because the bikes were a pretty cool concept. They were cool for a little while and now they're just kind of broken and really useless too. Finally, in last place though, we have the Shell Classic, and this thing costs way too much money. The top speed of the Shell Classic here is 177 miles per hour, so it's a pretty good vehicle overall. It also looks really, really nice, but it just costs way too much money. It costs you over $1 million to get this thing most of the time. Like if you were a normal player and you came over here to the saves menu and you wanted to get yourself the Shell Classic, that would probably take you about $3 to $4 million. Obviously, if you're a bit more lucky, you'll probably have a better chance at getting it, but other than that, it's gonna be really expensive. I spent about $10 million on the safe update and I never got the Shell Classic. In fact, I only got it once recently, but even then I already traded for it because it was just way too expensive. Obviously, if you had a better chance at getting the Shell Classic, it would be a little bit lower on this list, but yeah, it's just way too expensive. But yeah, those are the top 5 worst vehicles in Jailbreak as of February 2023. Obviously, in a few months, I'll make an updated video just like usual. But yeah, for now, hopefully you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next